Today we're going to look at the Tri-Tronics EXP receiver. This is the collar part of a Tri-Tronics system. Majority of the time when we're talking about Tri-Tronics systems, we're talking about the transmitter. The transmitter controls the different functions of the system. But the collar is the key part of the system. And what's neat about Tri-Tronics systems is that in the Field and Pro line, they use the exact same collar. You start off with a Classic 70, go all the way up to a Pro 500, you're actually getting the exact same collar. One of my favorite things about this particular system is the design of the battery. If you look closely at the system, there's a split in between the top of the collar and the bottom of the collar, and that's the battery. Unlike every other system on the market, the two parts are separate pieces, and so they are completely independently waterproof. So when you have to switch a battery out, you do not open up the system, you don't get to see the electronics, there's no circuit board, anything along those lines. It's just two separate pieces. And that's great. That just makes them a little bit more dependable. Always makes me nervous when I'm switching out a battery on a collar. I open it up and I can see all the insides of it. I just really don't care for that. And so this is one of the things about the EXP receiver that I personally like. Pretty simple device. You've got loops for your collar strap. They're all set up where they'll switch out on pretty much any of the glow style straps that we use. They have to be the thin straps, so some of the dog collars we sell aren't going to fit, but the majority of our thin high flex straps will work. Slide through. I prefer to have mine as close to the buckle as possible. Gives you the most flexibility as far as sizing goes. A couple other key parts. Got your contact points. You can switch these out for long or short. We've got a video on how to do that. It's pretty simple. And then you've got your on-off button. It's the button here on the top. When you turn it on, it'll beep at you, and you can see the flashing light. Flashes green, I think about every 2 seconds when the collar's turned on. This is your battery indicator. It'll go green when you have a full charge. When it gets down to about 25% of a charge, it's going to turn to more of a yellow amber color. And then when it gets down to less than 10%, it's going to turn to a red color. I don't like to let mine get that low. I seldom like to let mine get down to amber. I charge mine, depending on how I'm using them, about once a week. If I'm using them heavy, I'll do a couple of times a week. You can't hurt the system by charging it. So great little system. When you cut it off, beeps at you and shuts off. Great collar. Tri-Tronics has been using these since G2 came out. This is just the current version. They've made some improvements to make it a little stronger, and just a great collar.